This is an issue about Facebook censorship. My comment was removed and I've been suspended. I appealed the decision and it was reviewed by a human. And the human determined that I did violate community standards. Now I want you to look at the comment, and then I want to show you the context in which it appears. The comment is about Muay Thai. It's a martial art. It's the national sport of Thailand. And the post, which I was commenting on, was asking about, what's your biggest pet peeve when sparring in Muay Thai? That's the context. So here's my comment. Likewise, guys who try and catch my kicks while standing right in front of me. Of course, I am going to punch them in the face if they do that, but in sparring it will be light. And when I do that and they still try and sweep me, I'm annoyed. And so it was flagged as violation of community standards. I appealed the decision. They reviewed it, and the human reviewer found that it doesn't follow community standards after reviewing this particular piece of text here. Now, I want you to look at the comment, where the comment occurred. It occurred on Damien Trainers at K-Star Legacy Muay Thai Gym. Here is the post, which I commented on. In context, everyone has that one thing that really annoys them while sparring. Could be the person who always talks during the round to the guy who says it's nice and light and then decides to whack you right at the start of the round. For me, it really grinds my gears when you throw a controlled head kick and it lands flush. However, because there was no weight behind it, your partner catches your leg and tries to sweep you to the floor. Like, come on. If that was a real kick, they'd be asleep. So, what's your pet peeve when it comes to sparring? That's where my comment occurred. So my comment is talking about a sport. You can't talk about sports on Facebook? Well, of course you can. And here's the rub. If Facebook doesn't like you or doesn't like something about your content, they can suppress your content. There's no transparency. You don't know who reviewed your content. And if they got it wrong, there's no accountability. Facebook clearly got this wrong. This is nothing about making any threats about violence. This is about discussion of a sport. And so even as silly as these rules are, they don't get them right. They decide when to enforce them, and they can act like it's an accident, like, oops, we screwed up. We had a moderator, and he just made a mistake. We're so sorry about that. Meanwhile, people on the right and libertarians, and I fall more in the libertarian, more of a centrist libertarian, maybe a little bit left libertarian political basis. I'm not on the right. I'm not a conservative. I would say more heterodox than anything else. They want to censor people who don't fall into certain camps and certain groups. This is why we need a digital Bill of Rights that ensures that content which is not illegal cannot be censored on these monopolistic, large, general purpose social media platforms. It also needs to ensure that we have the ability to port our data and that we know what our data is being used for. So if a particular platform starts deciding that they're going to sell our data to some other place or share our data with someone we don't agree with, we have the right to get all of our data. And right now, we don't have that. California Consumer Privacy Act, California Privacy Rights Act don't ensure that because it's run by a board of unelected, unaccountable bureaucrats who favor the left and don't enforce the law as they're supposed to under the Office of the Attorney General in California. So we don't have data portability rights. We don't have freedom of speech. And we don't even get to know really where our data is being used. This is a problem. I support the individual. I support personal freedom and individual rights and freedom. I don't support the statist, corporatist agenda. As much as they want to try to make it look like they care about people,